Hey you guys, okay, my app is definitely messing with me today because I can't even tell if I'm live. So, yeah, as I mentioned in my previous stream, I was a little off because when I don't see my live, I think to myself, I must be really talking to a wall. Okay, so I was telling you guys that yes, this is the only tattoo I would get in my life because I feel like it's just such a powerful message, and I want you guys to really think heavily about this line, Veni, Vidi, Vici, because if people have this kind of mentality, I think people would have a much better life. And if you don't want to get a tattoo, I don't plan on getting any tattoos, hang it on your wall. Put it as on a keychain, and just have that as a reminder to always grow and put yourself out of your comfort zone and try new things. Go to the pottery class that you wanted to take. If you want to have, I don't know, if you want to try the bag of chips, go buy that freaking bag of chips. Try it. You only live once in this body. So don't think to yourself like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to go to the grocery store and I'm going to try these, like, I don't know, limited edition. I see these limited edition chips, but, oh, I don't want to try them because, oh, I don't know if I would like them. You know what? If you're thinking about it, it's worth expending the energy and just buy the freaking bag of chips. If you don't want to eat all those bag of chips, share it with the person, right? I'm not telling you guys got to eat the whole bag of Lay's potato chips, but make sure that you try things and you amass memories, because if you do this kind of stuff, you'll have a more fulfilling life. Like me with that salted caramel drink, I never got a salted caramel drink before, but I got it because I thought to myself, I want to try it and I want to have it in my little life experiences thing, where I said, hey, I did try a salted caramel drink. It is amazing and I love it so much, and it's good. The only thing like I said, I wish I did is I wish I got like no ice or little ice because it's getting watery. But it is very good. Lots of sugar, but very, very good. I think I drank about, how many ounces did I drink? Ooh, I drank about 10 ounces? Really? I drank 10 ounces of this stuff? Maybe 6 ounces of this stuff. So I sound a little buzzed right now. That's the reason why. But this, I could live off of salted caramel drinks and bacon all day. I feel like that would be my food of choice. I'm back on I'm trying to go on a low carb keto diet, but with my mentality of Veni Vidi Vici, I told myself, you know what, I'm gonna buy things that I want, try it at least once, and yeah, that way you don't see me balloon up or anything like that. You're not gonna see me have like you're not gonna see me have salted caramel drinks every day. But if I feel like eating it or drinking it once a week or something, or a little bit, that's totally fine. But that is a lot more fulfilling than saying, oh, yeah, I'm just going to drink water all day, every day. I'm going to go on a meal plan. Again, if you guys want to do that, you can, but I don't like having a super restrictive life. I don't want to live my life where I wanted to try something and I never ever tried it in my life, and then it goes away or gets discontinued, and then I think, oh, I wonder how that tasted. I don't know because I've never tried it. Again, portion control is very, very good, but I don't have any desire to be competition ready or anything like that. So if I eat a little junk food, then I'll make sure I work out. I try to work out 5 to 6 days a week. Yesterday I worked out. Today I'm gonna work out again, and yeah, I think I can justify that kind of thing. That's just me though. So I'm happy with the changes that I've been making, and I feel more confident about it. And I think, and this is like on a side note here, but I think to myself, and I've had conversations about this, I tell people, I say, I feel kind of blessed about having the body that I do have, because I have this, and this is like a personal level here, but I've had this mentality in my life where on a personal level, I have seen people, I've seen guys just talk so amazingly about women who are gifted, gifted with their chest and their butt. And I spent so many years of my life, you guys, just being so insecure because I've shared this with you guys, right? I think to myself, like, I don't have, I'm not blessed with a busty chest. I'm not blessed with a big butt. It's not like I can gain weight and I'll just have natural curves. I'm kind of like a string bean. But as time went on and when I didn't do anything, I just, I got really resentful about life for the longest time because I thought to myself, I said, why do I feel like I don't measure up? Why do I feel like I don't get a free pass about certain things? I told you guys, right? Like I told you guys that in my past, I've been told I should get my chest done. And I didn't want to spend, the $10,000, $20,000 on getting plastic surgery because I thought to myself, if I got my chest done, like, okay, I get it, but what would that give me in my life? It wouldn't give me much at all. Like people might see me differently, but I don't feel comfortable having that kind of thing. So I got really depressed and I got anxiety filled and I just felt like I was never good enough. And that depression and that anxiety made me paralyzed for the longest amount of time. And I'm sharing this with you guys because everybody, I think sometimes women have this kind of mindset where they think to themselves, oh, you're getting old, you're getting this, you're getting that, you don't have the best looking nose or you don't have the best looking body. And then people just give up on themselves. And when you give up on yourself, that's really when you really just shoot yourself in the foot even more. So all that time that I wasted in my life, what would have been if I worked out? I would have been in a better position. Maybe I wouldn't have like the world's greatest body, but I would have been in a much better headspace. And again, I can't change the past, right? I can't get back my 20s. But what I can do is I can try and I can actively move forward and say, okay, well, now I'm going to be doing leg presses and my chest is kind of like a lost cause here. But I can just work on the rest of my body instead. I can't let two things on my body, the TNAs, like define who I am as a person. But as a woman, and I share this very openly because I know my audience is mostly guys, you have to understand, like if you're a guy and you're like oogling over women and you're like, oh, I love their chest so much, it is so hurtful to a woman who is flat chested because a woman will be like, I can't do anything about it except get plastic surgery. And the way that I feel about myself, for the longest time is because of experiences. It wasn't a good feeling at all. It's like I shouldn't be holding on to things that I heard in my early 20s, but that was the negative effect of it, right? Like before, like if I excluded all the guys in my life, I would have never, ever had a lot of body insecurities. I'm being frank here. I wouldn't have been so hurt, hearing people tell me like, oh, she's skinnier than you, Erica, but she's so more busty than you. Like that stuff hurts. It's like, okay, well, I'm skinny, but I can't do anything about my chest. I can't do anything about, tissue on my chest. They're like, thank you for telling me this chick is skinnier than me, but she's so more busty than me. Like, thank you for telling me that. Like, that really makes me feel really good. But yeah, so that's why I choose to not focus on my chest so much because I can't do anything about it except get plastic surgery. I know people would say, well, you can lift weights, but it doesn't make up for tissue. Yeah, that's the reality of it. So I choose to focus on the rest of me rather than just, my chest because there's more to me than just my chest. And I hope that by sharing these kind of things, right, maybe you'll understand why some women who are flat-chested feel so insecure about themselves and they decide to get plastic surgery. It's because, some people, they just want the pain to go away. They just say they're so fed up hearing all this stuff that they just tell themselves that, okay, I'm just going to do it. But the problem is that when women get plastic surgery for their chest, then what? Does it really solve the situation? No, because the same people who say, oh, I don't like women who are flat-chested, spin it around and say, I don't want a woman who has plastic surgery. So then it's like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. It's like, okay, so the solution is be busty, but don't get plastic surgery. And that is something that I think, people people need to think about, right? Like if you're a woman and you're listening to this stream and you're insecure about your chest, like I understand it. I understand it. But your worth as a person is not defined by your chest. And you have to look outside of just certain body parts and see the bigger picture. And if you were like me in her 20s, you got to stop that cycle. You can't just be all like, I had an obstacle in my life and I let that control me, and I got lost in my head for like so many years, just like a ball of insecurity. So yeah, I have the mentality now that I'm gonna just do what I can. I'm never gonna be like the prettiest chick out there. I'm never gonna be the fittest chick out there. But what I can do is try to be fitter than I was yesterday. Trying to build upon that kind of thing. Conquer my own insecurities and just put myself out there. And like that's the only thing I can do. And I feel much more at ease with this kind of mentality than the whole thing where it's just like I'm a ball of insecurity. So yeah, and plus, women are all on shapes, sizes. Some people have all working limbs. Some people don't have all working limbs. But I have to say, I think having a flat chest helped me build a lot of character. And I think it also helped me understand, how hurtful words can be. I never had the experience where some guy just said, oh yeah, you're so amazing, you have such a great chest. I've never had that experience. But what I did have is I felt like I had a lot of like dislike, a lot of dislike and a lot of like negative comments about my body just because I was skinny. So yeah, again, I share this stuff because some people who are fatter, they'll think like skinny women get like a free pass. We don't get a free pass at all, especially if you're like skinny fat, and it can be a very cruel world out there. So when I look at a fat woman or an overweight woman, I don't feel like I'm superior than her. I think to myself, hey, I understand that people can make comments about a woman who is overweight or a guy who's overweight, but I hear comments about me and I'm skinny. So I think to myself, like the only people who may get a free pass are the ones who are fit. But even then, there might always be criticism somewhere. So I try to like block out a lot of those negative feelings and I just focus on myself. And you guys should do the same thing. Because remember, right? No one has a perfect body out there. Even celebrities get plastic surgery. So you got to conquer your brain. You got to conquer your brain. And once you conquer your brain, I think you're able to achieve great things. So that's the way I see it. You can see how it's like I'm trying to be different now. And I'm, again, although you guys might think to yourself like, oh, it just sounds like, she's still thinks negatively about things. It's like I just kind of think to myself like it is what it is, right? But I don't want to fall back into that trap where I just like go into like this whole thing where I say, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm self-loathing, that kind of stuff. Because like, again, I can't do anything about this stuff. I can't just like pray to God and be like, God, like, please give me a pair of give me some like mountains on my chest so my life would be easier. But from what I hear about my friends who are busty, they tell me like it's not everything either. So it's like a rock and a hard place, right? You can be busty, but then a person could be like, oh, she's still fat. It's like, oh my gosh, like there's, she's too big, she's too thin. So, but yeah, so I just work with what I got, which is right now, and see where it goes. But like I said, I've been seeing changes in the gym, and I'm happy about that. I look forward to the gym, believe it or not, because whenever I go to the gym, I feel like I'm conquering myself, and I want to see how far I can take it, not just how I am today, but I want to see what can I build, right? What can I build? Because if I just, let's say if I stop going to the gym, I'll know how my body's going to look. I've lived with my body for 33 years. But what I can make from it and the results I can get That's something that I can't do just by sitting around eating Cheetos all day. Yeah, I've known people who have like back pain from being busty. I've known several people from that, and they're like, "Oh, Erica, I have such bad back pain," and maybe it's just me being, mostly talking to guys. But I just think to myself, I don't think a lot of guys care about a woman's back pain. They're like, I don't care about the back pain. She just looks hot. That's the most important thing. And that's the kind of stuff, it's like I hear, it's like, oh, you have back pain? Oh, that's sad, but you're busty. It sounds like such terrible behavior, doesn't it? But I think that we live in a society where aesthetics are put on a forefront. And I truly believe that if a person is aesthetic, and this is just, people say this is common sense, right? You get treated better. You get treated better. You can be a terrible person. You can be a terrible female, but if you're good looking, you can get away with a lot of stuff. I say this as a person who have known guys with women who treat them like dirt, but the women are attractive, quote, considered attractive, so they get away with a lot of stuff. And I've seen guys just like lose who they are. Really great guys lose who they are because their third leg does the decision making, and they're like, oh, she's crazy, but she's hot. She's so hot. So I don't care if this woman treats me like dirt. She's hot. It's so it's that's the way things are. It's not. I don't think there's such a focus on inner beauty as much anymore in this society. But I'm not letting that change who I am as a person, but it just makes me think about things a little differently. And yeah, I think that's also one of the reasons why you see divorce rates in the United States so high, because I think sometimes, and you guys can criticize me on this, I think sometimes people think to themselves, oh, are they hot? They're hot. So that's all that matters. I'm going to marry hot, and then I'll be with hot. And then when they realize hot doesn't really work outside of hot, then yeah. Oh, Anya says guys should wear fakes for a month just to experience what it's like to haul them around. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea at all. Like I said, I've had back pain sometimes, and I'm flatter than flat. So, I mean, I can't imagine how bad it would be if I was like a C or D cup. Like, geez Louise. I mean, I have such a small little back that if I'm having back pain some days, like, just imagine if I had that weight on my chest. Oh. So that's why I hear like sometimes people tell me, they say like, oh yeah, they got to get really expensive bras, and that's not something I have to deal with. So I'm thankful for that. But yeah, what can I say? I don't know. I think there are guys out there who would say they don't really care about the weight of the chest. They'll be like, it's not my problem. I'm just oogling after them. They're so attractive. So I just want to oogle at that chest, and I don't care about the pain because that's not my problem. I remember, though, talking about chest, I remember hearing stories about women who are so insecure, they're so flat chested, and then they decide to get their chest done. And then after they get their chest done, they have complications. One of the bad sides, but I think I've shared this with you guys. Like when I was like 19 or so, 18, 19 or so, I actually went to a plastic surgeon's office. And I was so insecure because I was so flat chested that I wanted to see what a plastic surgeon, would tell me. And the plastic surgeon told me, they said, oh, you shouldn't do anything bigger than a B cup, because if you get anything bigger than a B cup, it'll show. And I remember feeling so disappointed by that. I thought to myself, wait, this is going to cost like, I forgot what the price is. It was over $10,000, maybe 20. I forgot. No, it's actually less than 20. Yeah. It's like about $10,000. And I remember them telling me, they said, yeah, they wouldn't recommend bigger than a B. And I just felt like, if I'm paying $10,000 for this, shouldn't I get like bigger? Like, what's the point of me just getting one cup size bigger? for $10,000. It was just mind blowing. But yeah, see, there was a consultation made, and it just it just made me so mad. It sounds weird for me to say it, like you're mad. And I'm like, yeah, a top plastic surgeon tells me, like I shouldn't go bigger than a B cup because if I go any bigger, it'll be too apparent. And yeah, I just felt like, oh great. So even if I got implants, it wouldn't be as like Pamela Anderson or something like that. It's just like, Urgh. It made me so mad, kind of thing. But it wasn't really. It made me mad and disappointed. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I never got it done. And I don't like the idea of just having these like gummy bears inside of me. Gummy bears, saline, silicone. I didn't want that. You guys can look at like the how they put it in. It's just like, oh goodness. And sometimes you lose sensation because that's what I've heard. You can have complications. You can have like capsular I think capsular or something. Sometimes it can go into your bloodstream. It's just not good. Those are really just fun bags. And I just didn't want to get anything put inside of me just for one cup size bigger. It just didn't, I couldn't rationalize it. And I still can't rationalize it in my brain at all. So if you are a flat chested female and you want to say, like, you want to conquer your flat chest, I would say think heavily about it, because if you go to a plastic surgeon, they might tell you just go one cup size bigger depending on your frame. And if you're not, and you have to be very keenly aware about the consequences. I'm not anti-plastic surgery, but I do try to make very informed decisions. I've never gotten any work done. But I always think to myself, sometimes you look at celebrities and, they have millions of dollars and they have bad plastic surgery. So don't think if you go to a doctor, you'll have really good results. There was this one Asian woman she was so beautiful. She's so beautiful. She decided to get her nose done, and then the tip of her nose started rotting off. Yeah, top Asian, not really top, but she was an Asian actress. You guys can look it up. Something like Asian actress or Chinese. I think she was either Chinese, maybe she was Chinese. She got her nose done because she wanted to get better movie roles, and yeah, she ended up with a rotting nose. The tip is black. Beautiful, beautiful woman though, very beautiful woman. So it's sad what happened to her career, because you can't like act with a black nose. You know what I'm saying? So think heavily about this kind of stuff. Again, I'm all for, conquering your insecurities, but I'm not for just thinking, okay, if you get plastic surgery will be the fix-all to everything. I think a lot of the things that people have in their life, you need to work on things mentally first. Because let's say if you're flat-chested and you get your boobs done, okay, you get your boobs done. Maybe it goes well, right? But will you have higher self-esteem because of that, or would you feel bad because you see people treat you differently? But it's like you didn't change anything about yourself. You just have a pair of plus twos on you. And that's something that I have always kind of, I've kind of thought about it. And I just think to myself, like, I don't want to have myself defined by if plus twos or no plus twos. See? So don't think plastic surgery, if you're a woman, is a fix-all to everything, because you can have a great chest, but you can still be unhappy. And then some people, they become they go down the slippery slope of plastic surgery. You guys know those plastic surgery addicts, right? They get one thing done, then get another thing done, then get another thing done. They spend $100,000 on plastic surgery and they're still not happy. So but really, to each their own. Anybody who's a plastic surgery addict, I know this sounds so preachy, but I would say, ask yourself, why are you continuously unhappy? Because plastic surgery can try to fix things, but again, you always take a risk whenever you take plastic surgery, because you might have a botched procedure. And for me, I cannot live with the idea of having a botched procedure. I think I would feel even 10 times worse. But again, if anybody wants to get plastic surgery and make an informed decision, I don't think people are fake because they get plastic surgery. I see plastic surgery as a means for a person to feel that they conquered their fears and insecurities. So I don't think of people as like, okay, if they have like plus twos, then they're bad people or they're fake people. No. Again, I say this as a person who's flat chested, right? The only way a person who's flat chested can go up to a C or D cup outside of pregnancy or weight gain would just be surgical means. So that is some of the things that I just wanted to talk about because um, when it comes down to like things that we can control in life, there are some things that we can actively work on, but there are other things that people do decide to get surgical means on. And I don't want people to listen to the stream and say, oh, okay, well, I'm insecure about this or I'm insecure about my stomach, so let me get some liposuction done. Hey, before you get the liposuction, go hit the gym, go work on your diet. And then if you're still unhappy, you can explore it, but I would say you're better off getting a dietitian and trainer and you can lose that stomach fat. If you still can't, then maybe if you want, you can explore that, but I would actually advise against any surgical means because there's actually botched liposuction procedures out there. Well, if it takes surgery to feel good, are you feeling good for yourself or for the changes that you make? I think it's both. I think people want to proactively work on changes. But again, the reason why I'm against some plastic surgery procedures, being the first thing, is because there's always a risk of complication. You see, so if it comes down to, let's say you don't like it that you gained weight, you want to get liposuction to like take out some fat. That's why I would advocate go to the gym, work on your diet first, go hire a trainer. That's gonna be cheaper than liposuction and you won't have any complications with that, right? There was a top model, I think her is Linda Evangelista or something like that. She got cool sculpting done, and she had a botched procedure. You guys can check it out, and you would think that cool sculpture would be a non-invasive, so it's fine, but allegedly she isn't the same since then. So that's why I advocate heavily for people to go to the gym, work on themselves, non-invasives, and just understand if you do decide to get anything done, you gotta look up the complications. Any like surgical or cool sculpting kind of. I never knew cool sculpting had I think it was cool sculpting. Cool sculpting has complications. I had no idea. I thought it was just like okay, you just like remove it little by little by little, but it's very sad because as a model or a former model, there's always an emphasis on the looks, and if you don't have the looks, then it must be so psychologically painful for a person to feel like they got the procedure to improve their looks, improve their body, and they got botched as a result of it. I'm enough of a realist to say that I don't think people who get plastic surgery, I don't want people to assume that their procedure is going to go 100% correctly. But if you go to the gym and you work on yourself, there's no downside about it, assuming you don't injure yourself. But, if I lift like 5-pound weights, am I going to injure my shoulder? For me, no. 10-pound weights, no. 15-pound weights, no. 20-pound weights, no. But I tone up my muscles. And yeah, having a diet, outside of this salted caramel drink today, is something. So I will talk to you guys later. I got to get on with my day. I've been streaming for quite some time, but I'm happy that I did my stream early in the morning so I can get on with my day. Most likely I'm going to be hitting the gym today, later today. Because, yeah, yesterday I went to the gym. So today I got to hit the gym and, yeah, go back on track kind of thing. So I will talk to you guys later. I hope this stream was useful to you guys. And, if you guys want, leave me a comment below and let me know what your thoughts are because I am curious to know. But whatever you guys do in your life, just don't let fear and insecurity hold you back. I know there's always feelings inside of your brain that tells you can't do something or it's not, you can't do this, you can't do that. But hold on to my umbrella story and the biggest thing that I think is more hurtful than I think one of the biggest things that's the most hurtful to our psyche is really regret. And again, I don't want to have another umbrella story in my life. No, I'm not planning to get a tattoo. I feel like if I get a tattoo, I would think it's cool, but then later on I'd be like, oh, I want to get it removed for whatever reason. But I don't mind having a picture on my wall or cell phone wallpaper or something like that instead. But yeah, if anybody wants to get a tattoo, I'm not against tattoos. I think tattoos are a great form of self-expression. I'm not, I'm like, I don't want to commit to get a tattoo because I'm afraid if I look back in my life, I'm gonna say, you know what? I don't really want that tattoo anymore. Like I want to move it somewhere else on my body, and then I have to get laser treatments, remove the tattoo because I want to put a new tattoo on. You see where I'm getting at? So, but yeah, anybody who wants to get a tattoo, if you've thought about it carefully and you decide you really want to get a tattoo, go for it. Just make sure it's something that you put a lot of thought into, not just like I want to get a tattoo of Jigglypuff on my arm just cause, right? Because what if you get older and you realize you don't want to have a Jigglypuff on your arm anymore? Then what? Then you gotta pay money to get the tattoo removed. And I'm not that kind of person where I want to like get tattoo removal because I just got tired of the tattoo after a while. But this Vidi Vidi Vici is extremely powerful words, and yeah, you don't have to tattoo on your body, but just keep it in your brain. Tattoo it on your brain and live your life with that kind of thing. Be your own conqueror, be your own explorer in the world, and think you'll find that you take a lot more pride in yourself and you're a lot happier with yourself. And if you conquer your insecurities, your depression, and your anxiety, you'll feel like a stronger person because you are. See ya.